Hello students, I welcome you all to this small YouTube channel. In this video, I am going to discuss some most amazing shortcut tricks to remember the momentum of inertia of most common objects. Alright, so before starting the video, let me tell you an important concept. Whenever you try to calculate the momentum of inertia of spherical object, remember we will be using mr square in its formula. And if you are calculating momentum of inertia of linear object, we will be using ml square, whereas r is the radius of the spherical object and L is the length of the linear object. The first object what I have taken is a ring. Okay, now ring, whether it is a spherical object or linear object, obviously it is a spherical object, right? Ring is a spherical object, so this is the basic object, thus its momentum of inertia is mr square. Alright, next I have taken hollow cylinder. Imagine this is the ring. Okay, I am extending this ring. What it will become? A hollow cylinder. Now the same hollow cylinder I'll place in this manner, and if I look at this hollow cylinder, imagine this is a hollow cylinder, I'm extending it. Okay, if I look at this hollow cylinder from top, how it will be looking? Same as ring, right? So its momentum of inertia will be same as ring, that is mr square. Next I'll be taking a disk. What I'm taking? A disk. In disk, it is a spherical object or linear object? It's a spherical object. Alright, from disk I'll be taking two words, okay, D and S. What does D and S means? Divide by smallest. Divide by smallest. Now imagine the smallest number with which we can divide mr square. Why mr square? Because it's a spherical object, so its momentum of inertia will be in the format of mr square. Now which number we have to divide? Divide by smallest. Smallest number, negative number. We can't divide with negative number. Why? Because momentum of inertia can't be negative. Now leaving negative number, what we have the smallest? 0. 0 also we can't divide. Why? Because momentum of inertia can't be 0. Am I right? Next, apart from 0, the next small number what we have is 1. See, 1 we are already dividing. Even though we are not mentioning, it means mr square by 1 itself. So the next smallest number what we have? Obviously 2. 2 is left with us. So by 2. Therefore, momentum of inertia of the disk becomes mr square by 2. We are dividing with the smallest number. I have already told you we can't divide with negative, we can't divide with 0, we can't divide with 1, because already we are dividing with 1, no problem with that. So the next smallest number we are left with 2, so mr square by 2. Next, let me take a hollow cylinder. Hollow cylinder I have already finished, right? Okay. Next I am taking a solid cylinder. See, if you look at a solid cylinder from top, okay, if you look at a solid cylinder from top, I'm drawing a solid cylinder, okay. If you look at a solid cylinder from top or bottom, it will be same as a disk. It will be same as a disk. Disk will also be like this only, right? Disk will also be something like this. So if you look at the solid cylinder from top, it will be same as disk. So momentum of inertia of solid cylinder will be same as momentum of inertia of the disk. Alright, next we have a shell. See, from shell I am taking these two words, S and E. Now if you place a mirror, okay, mirror lateral to each this word, the lateral image of S will be 2, and for E the lateral image is 3. Something it will look like this. Okay, I'll write like this 2. Okay, 2 and 3. Shell, whether it is a solid, spherical object or linear object, obviously spherical object, so its momentum of inertia will have the expression as mr square. Now just to divide and multiply the number, I have taken this S and E and I have placed a mirror. So 2 will be multiplying the denominator, 3 will be dividing it in the denominator. Next object, I'll be taking a sphere. See, sphere is also a spherical object, so its momentum of inertia will contain mr square. Now, which number we have to divide and multiply? See, if you compare with shell and sphere, let us take this s. Okay, s, as you know, if you invert this, or if the lateral image of s is 2, so 2 will be multiplying. Now we can't divide with 3. Why? Because even if you imagine, just with a common sense, if you imagine shell something, it will be like hollow. Just imagine shell something like hollow, but sphere in almost all the aspects it will be more like sphere will be having more mass as compared to shell. Sphere will be more thick, it will be more thick, more density, everything will be more when you see or when you compare sphere and shell. So we can't divide with 3. Now imagine the next consecutive odd number of 3. What is the next consecutive odd number of 3? Is 5, right? So divide with 5. You can remember like this. All right, next let me take another and final object, that is rod. See, in rod we have two cases. Imagine this is a rod. Now they'll ask you to find the momentum of inertia of the rod from middle, from center of its axis. Okay, from center they'll be asking you. Now second case, we have momentum of inertia from one of its end. In these two cases we have to calculate the momentum of inertia. Let us take the first case. To discuss about the first case, let us take this word r. Okay, now divide this, I mean cut this r. What you will be getting? 1 and 2. Now come to momentum of inertia. Now tell me, rod, whether it is a linear object or spherical object? Obviously linear object, right? So what I told, for linear object we will be writing ml square. So ml square. Now 1 and 2, that is 12, divided in the denominator. Let's come to this case where we have to calculate the momentum of inertia from one of its edge. Let us take this r as it is, cut it in from the middle. What will be getting? 1 and 2, momentum of inertia, right, as it is ml square. Now don't write 1 2 as 12 in the denominator. In this case, do one thing, add 1 plus 2, 3. Here you go, you got the answer. In this way, in a simple manner, you can remember the momentum of inertia of all these objects. And finally, I would like to say that in the next video, which is going to be more important than this video, because in the next video I'll be discussing, or I'll be giving a super amazing trick to calculate the momentum of inertia from its tangential axis, like from its center of mass. Okay, they'll be this is the most important question. Those are the most important questions they'll be asking you in the NEET, in JEE, or any other examination. These are the basic formulas. Okay, these are the basic formulas. In the next video, which is going to be more important than this video, so stay tuned, and I'll provide the link to that video in the description box. Do watch that video, because that is more and more important than this video. Okay, so thanks for watching. Have a good day.